Hello, everyone. Kim and Terry here.
Hi.
So we were inspired today to talk about the beauty of your own rhythm and how nobody else can possibly determine what is the highest and best rhythm for your life and flow for your life, because
Except you.
except you, only me, only you. Like we know what's best for us. So, and our own inner guidance is our highest, whether it is a guidance away from something or away from energies or a guidance toward, that is our own unique and perfect guidance system, really, right?
Well, because energy doesn't lie.
No.
So anybody can say anything or act a certain way. But energetically, if you're feeling a certain thing, that's what you should hone in on.
Yeah, and I was thinking about and really feeling into the start of my healing journey, really, and coming from a background that was more of a religious background and like one-sided, a Christian background, which there's nothing wrong with that, of course, but coming from that and having this intuitive hit to go to a shaman one day. This was years ago. This was probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I knew like I wasn't even gonna bring it up to anyone. Like I didn't even bring it up to you. I didn't, and I touched everything. Like I didn't even bring it up to you because I was like, I know this is my guidance and I'm supposed to do it, and I know how the world works. Even then, like I knew, people would try to tell me that was silly. Don't do that. That's cool. That's mystical. That's like woo woo. And I went, and that was really the start of releasing the guilt, the attachment to the beliefs that I had been brought up with, specifically around like religion, and my understandings around, that faith, and then allowing me to like then be open without the guilt up to others. And really, I mean, my ancestors are indigenous, like indigenous peoples, right? And so
Yes.
very connected to my Cherokee heritage, and I've always felt that way, even though I didn't really understand the foundations of it. And so it's really beautiful that to now, even being on the shamanic energy healing path, to look back and see that's where this whole journey started. I mean, I don't know like how much to put that together. And then feeling into like all the people who knew I was going, not all the people, but some people who are a little more traditional or conservative, and who knew I was, whether I shared it with them or not, but who knew I was in this path, or when I started down this path, and knew that's what I was being called to, the things that they had to say about it. And the beauty is that I didn't allow, or at least to my knowledge, didn't allow those things to deter me from the path that I felt was like, I mean, obviously we have many paths, right? There are many paths, and we have many things that we're doing in the world. But at least for that specifically, because what has come of, like, I didn't let those things that others said, like, oh, well, how can you ever be a respected person in business if you are going down this mystical, like, different kind of path, or like just the things that and that's fine. Like, everyone's entitled to their own opinion and judgments and whatever. But I'm so grateful that I didn't let that deter me from what I knew was meant for me, because I have been, in preparing myself for being a clear vessel and a clear, it's a never ending effort, right? But in being as clear as I can be, to bring through energies and information, and, like, you know, having rather than listening to everyone else who's kind of doing the same thing, right? And knowing that
yeah,
the person I can trust the most for me is me.
right.
In preparing for all of this, I have been through the most intense journey of healing, and at the same time the most beautiful journey of healing and awareness, and or opened up my awareness, and feel the most grounded in the earth, and yet at the same time the most connected to my intuition, and those things that I was always taught not to trust, my knowings, the messages that come through, and really at more solid, just like being that bridge, and in the world, like solid and in joy and in bliss and in, like, in love, and just be, and really not care what anybody else has to say about it, because my own rhythm, like the beauty of my own rhythm, has shown me this is the best path for you. And now that it's like we see these things as we through, and then we're like, oh yeah, oh okay, I get it. It's like more solidifies your own knowing as you move through. And so that's just what kind of came to me as the beauty of our own rhythm, the beauty of my own rhythm. And then I know there are other things that we can kind of bring in, that's maybe not everyone has the same, like, shamanic path or shamanic experience, but
no, there's a lot of things that go into that too. And think about it for a second. You know, you have the courage, first of all, to honor the intuition that you are feeling, right? That's huge right there. Like, just to take that step in faith, your own faith, and move forward in the direction that you wanted to go, right?
yeah.
And so that path leads to many paths, and you're not married to one specific direction, one specific area of expertise. You can navigate that as your intuition moves you, and as you honor what's going on inside of yourself. And it might take you a little twisty turn, whatever, but it's still, you're picking up everything you need to get you to where your trajectory is.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't my, like, one thing.
No, of course not. But it's
part of the journey, and there
are absolutely. You're going to use. There you go.
I was just, I heard people come inside.
Yeah, you're going to use all of this toward, like, the multiple levels of experiences you're having in life.
And like, to stay on the subject, because I'm thinking of kind of a different way to look at it, and in your experience, like, you work a lot and you love your work, right?
I do.
And you're very passionate about it. And you want to share a little bit about, like, because I mean, I've experienced people saying some things to you about that, right?
I get very excited and very passionate about a lot of things, right? So, you know, but in keeping with the work theme, to take it to that side of it, of a very strong spiritual as well, a very strong expansion and knowing, and, you know, just continuing in that direction. But at the same time, I like to
how you follow your intuition around.
Right, exactly. Oh yeah, because that gets it all works together. Like we're multifaceted beings, right? And we're all striving for balance all the time, right? And so when you're off balance, you know that. So as much as I put into the one aspect, you put into the other aspect, and then you take care of your body as well as much as you possibly can. And so as you continue in all of this, you fine tune all of those parts of you, and then you get into these beautiful spaces, which is flow, right?
So in your beautiful, perfect flow, I want to ask the question, what some might think is you work too much. What do people say to you all the time?
You work too much.
Okay, let's also look at it as who are those people?
Well,
often the people who are closest to you and maybe have their own agenda. They want your
time. Yeah. I mean, and I also try to fit in everything. And it's like, it's super interesting too, because I have a lot of energy, just natural energy that continues to flow back in. It's rare that I get absolutely exhausted and I just have run myself into the ground, but somehow it just continues to replenish itself. And I think that that's part of what happens when you have this, the aspects of your being that you're balancing out as you go. But I definitely do love to work. I definitely put my entire self into it. I'm in real estate, and that is like the hugest part of it right now. Right now we're on like this new adventure with it, creating this whole new aspect of it to serve, as everything is always changing, and kind of would love to be on the cutting edge. And so I'm traveling too, and I'm looking for land and kind of just going all over the place. But I am honoring what's going on inside of me. So I am honoring the interesting little pieces of intuition that you get that almost don't make any sense. We'll call this person, or reach out to this person, or somebody pops in your head and then they call you, and it adds another little piece to the puzzle, and it just makes the journey so amazing. And so it's adventure and it's exciting. And when you're tapped in like that and you're moving in these directions, it's an insatiable appetite, actually. So I don't know, and to me it's just a lot of fun. I like to stay busy. I like to have my time occupied, and I also love the social aspects of all of it too, with family, with friends. So you try to squeeze as much in as you possibly can, but it almost feels like when you're in that flow, when all cylinders are firing together and you found that balance, it's effortless. It's just absolutely effortless. And that's just a beautiful place to be.
Your unique flow.
Yes.
Rhythm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, I hear it all the time. It's like, you never do anything slow. It's always fast. It's like, even playing cards, it's all, you're doing it fast. You're talking fast, you're typing fast, sometimes you're driving fast. Always. I've gotten better, a lot better. Yeah. Okay. But you brought up the indigenous, and we're talking about energy a little bit ago, and immediately came to my mind, remember when we were driving across the country, right? And we're going through these states, going west, and going through Texas, and you're just going through Texas. It's a beautiful state, but I had no energetic resonance or connection with that. The second, you're gonna remember this, we crossed over into New Mexico, the second the wheels of the car went across that border, all of a sudden something just went ding, ding, ding. Like my soul spirit was jumping out of my body almost. It was incredible, incredible. And it never stopped through that entire state. I couldn't even believe, like I was like getting a little tired and that was a long drive. The kids were not always happy.
Country.
And then we crossed that line into New Mexico and it was like, I'm awake.
Yeah.
What's going on? What are we going to do now? I love this place.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and you were very, I mean, I was very connected to it too, but you were very connected to that land, and like you're connected to other land, and like it's just, it really is, it's your unique rhythm, like the
and
rhythm.
Energy doesn't lie, and when you resonate with something, person, place, or thing, you resonate. Mm-hmm. That's it. And you pay attention to that. It means something. It's not for nothing. So it's incredible.
Yeah. And then going to look at where we are in time. The positive resonance, like and positive in the sense that like it feels good. Like
I'm glad you brought that up.
Body is telling you something. And then negative resonance, and it's like, this doesn't feel good, whether it's you and your thought process, and then whatever you're thinking of like doesn't feel good, or it's someone else saying something to you or telling you something or communicating something that doesn't feel good. Like our emotions, our feelings are our messengers. And if it's resonating, if it feels good, that is your truth.
Right.
And if it feels not good, if your body is telling you, it's like the sign, your body is telling you, this doesn't feel good. Well, it doesn't feel good because that's not your truth. Or you have a belief within you that says that's true, but your being, your innermost truth, beingness is telling you that's your truth. That does not belong to you.
And how many times do we override that and go plow through anyway? And then it isn't always the highest and best for us.
Well, and it's always, we can't mess it up, right? Because we're going to learn from it. But it's
of course
your body is trying to tell you, this is our like message center. We've been taught our entire lives not to trust our feelings. Don't cry. Like when we were a kid, stop crying or you're going to get spanking. Or like, not you, like obviously.
I never said that to you.
Of course not. But in general, like that's what, I mean, that was told to me before, but like, not by you. But there's something, like that's just what parents do.
Oh, I know. I'm not saying
right now, don't cry, but our emotions are trying to clear, like from the very beginning, like as a child, like you naturally cry, you naturally are super happy and bubbly, like this energy wants to flow. So I think we should probably cut it here, and then we could actually go into talking more about our message center, which is our vessel, in the next talk. So
segment. I love that.
Thank you all. And we'll leave it here. The beauty of your own rhythm.
It's a perfect subject.